You're watching the Talk Man. I'm your host, CJ. And, well, as you can see, War of the Albums number 3 is... Yeah, I'm going to do War of the Albums number 3 since I'm a huge fan of this series and think that this will probably be like one of the mainstay series that I keep doing over the time. I know I did Band vs. Band that just died because it wasn't very appealing to do and fun to do. It was kind of boring, but yeah, I figured out a new way to do this too. You take a big band with a big discography and a randomizer, and you randomize numbers to see which studio album you're gonna... Well, I did that with Testament today. So you could see which ones that got picked out of the randomizer, Practice What You Preach, and Low. Two weird combinations, honestly. Very weird combination to put up against each other, honestly. Like I said before, tone, song quality, riffage, vocals, impact in genre, and one that I would want to listen to now. Those are the categories that determine the point system. Let's go into tone. The better tone of these two albums is probably this one, honestly. Low has an absolute beast guitar tone. It's loud as all hell. Practice What You Preach kind of has more of like a laid back tone. It's not as good as like The Legacy or The New Order, definitely. And afterwards, they got better tones on the other two albums they did. It's more like the kind of like the mid-tier album out of those 5. And this is, I think, number 6. Yeah, this is the one like right after The Ritual. This is where they went groove metal. This is where they switched up their genre, and I think they did great with this. And also with James Murphy from Death on guitar. He also did I think Cause of Death album from Obituary, which is a very good album as well. He was on Spiritual Healing, and he was on Obituary's Cause of Death, which is 2 great albums, and this is a great album as well. I know in the ranking years ago, spoiling the ranking years ago, I actually put Practice What You Preach ahead of it, and really that would change. That would definitely change. This would be definitely ahead of Practice What You Preach for that. And I spoiled song quality, song quality, I would consider both of them to be great song quality. They kind of like, if you look at the song list, every single song on both of these are good. It's just I like the tone a lot better on Low. I think the tone's a lot more beefy and like really over the top and heavy as hell. It's basically why I would say that Low would go better in tone, and song quality would probably be both, because the quality of songs are on both of them, and they're really good. There's no bad songs on either of them. Riffage, I would actually have to go with Practice What You Preach for this one. Yeah, these two albums are kind of like interchangeable almost. Like, they kind of fall the same place on like ranking lists. In my opinion, they should. Where it's like, yeah, that's how I see these two albums. I kind of see them as like Low being underrated and Practice What You Preach being a little bit overrated. Riffage songs like Perilous Nation, for example, has some good riffs. Greenhouse Effect, Sins of Omission, Blessed in Contempt, The Ballad. There's some really good riffs, and then that big huge song they have, Practice What You Preach, the title track, that you will see them play live every time you go see them live. Scratch that, I didn't see them play this song when they were opening for Slayer, But Slayer kind of cut their set list, that kind of pissed me off when I seen them the first time. So I decided, hell, I'll go see them on Bay Area Strikes Back, and I did, and I liked it. Awesome stuff. Yeah, that's riffage. Practice is better. Vocals. Low, honestly. Like, honestly, the better vocal performance is on Low. Practice What You Preach has some really good vocals, but honestly, this started their whole, like, death metal vocal that they did on, like, The Gathering. I don't want to talk about the disaster that is demonic. Yeah, that one was pretty disastrous. But you kind of hear, like, the direction they're going and, like, the death metal stuff from this. This is their only groove album, but it just has that death metal vocal on songs like Dog-Faced Gods and Chasing Fear and Shades of War. There's, like, some really good death metal vocals on that. And they also have the really sad song Trail of Tears on here as well, that I consider one of the best Testament songs they've ever done. Yeah, honestly, like, the vocals on that song is just shows another range that Chuck Billy has to his vocals. It's absolutely great. Impact on genre. This is where I have no control over. This is actually looking at the charts, what charts higher. And this only had like 3 charts. And it didn't chart in any. This has like 5 or 6 chart appearances around the world and stuff. So this one, Practice, is gonna go to that one. If the last, I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna say something that would spoil the last category, but yeah, just I have no control over that, where it charts. Like, it charted in the U.S., it charted everywhere mostly, and probably was the title track, honestly. Like, any album that has like a really big song, like Enter Sandman from Metallica, if you put it up against any other Metallica record in this category, it's almost a guarantee the Black Album will win for that category. One I would want to listen to right now, and probably answer why. As you can see, Fidget Cube, because, yeah. Low. I'm going to say it, Low. I would rather listen to Low. I know it's very controversial to say that this is probably considered one of their worst albums, but not in my opinion, honestly. Not in my opinion at all. I would put it up there with, like, I would probably put it up there with, like, Dark Roots of Earth and stuff like that. It's close to those albums. Low is just heavy as all hell, and it's just one of their heavier albums and one of their more inspired albums. Inspired as in, like, broader music almost. Like, they kind of go into more different stuff and experiment a lot more, and yeah, some of their best songs, honestly. Stuff like songs like Low and Trail of Tears. So that is Practice What You Preach at 3 and Low at 4. And that is how I would that's what album wins, honestly. What Low, I definitely think Low is a better album going with the categories, but it is close, and they kind of are interchangeable. There's really, look, if I was to take away the last opinionated one, maybe I will in the future, but one on to listen right now is kind of like the opinionated, like, okay, this is like the one I want to listen to right now, the one I'm thinking of, like, after the video, wanting to go and sit down and listen to, and that would probably be Low. So, tell me what you think of this series. Tell me what the 6 categories, which one you would have in the comments section. I kind of want this to be like an interactive series where like people from the internet go and like put their opinion, like, oh, they put what has the better tone, what album, and just go through the categories. I forgot to put the prompt in the last video, but I will in this video, definitely. Go check that out. Go check out my other videos, and I will see you guys in the next video.